Welcome to another community conversation. I'm your host, Ian Parkinson. I'm here today with Paul Carolan, Chief Executive Officer of Halo Air Ambulance, and Jason Linton, Fire Chief of the Cypress County. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome. Hi.
So, you guys have formed a new pilot project between the county firefighters and Halo Air Ambulance. What's that all about?
Yeah, so this comes in from a number of conversations. We have a really close relationship with Cypress County, work together, train together. Obviously, we're right in their backyard, and they've been a big supporter, both from an emergency services perspective and from a county perspective for a number of years. Yeah. And so we have an incredibly capable aircraft with highly talented pilots sitting there waiting for the next emergency call. And we're underutilized on the EMS side. So this is a pilot program that will allow us to provide fire support to Jason and his team for wildland grass fires in the county. And so it's a pilot program. We want to see sort of what the metrics look like and how it goes over the next year. And then we'll have some conversations in the fall about, what it looks like to continue it. But we announced that last week, and we're really excited about, the ability to support the county in one more way.
I'm impressed at your imagination. For sure. So then, but these are helicopters, they're basically air ambulance transport. So from a firefighter's perspective, how does it help you?
So Cypress County is 13,000 square kilometers. We have fire halls strategically placed throughout the county, but we have some very remote areas. So we're trying to think about how can we get the right asset to the right area in the fastest amount of time. So, for example, right down by the U.S. border, it was 1-4. Not a lot of population. Takes us 45 minutes from the closest station to get there. Depends on the winds and the weather conditions. This fire could rapidly expand. So we want to make sure we get there to make the right decisions on what assets we need, so we don't empty the whole county if we don't have to, or if we have to get more help. So it just gives us the ability to get there faster and give us a good size up and get a few firefighters on the ground to start working ahead of the fire to make some fire breaks if possible.
Oh, so Halo is going to transport county firefighters on a fire reconnaissance, so then you know exactly what to roll and don't leave the rest of the county at risk.
That's correct. Or if we need more assets, we can get more. But if we don't need them, we can turn them back. So
saves on gas too. So how many helicopters do you have, Paul?
So we have one primary helicopter under contract that's available for everything we do with public safety. So it's a BK-117 helicopter, twin engine, super capable, can fly in extremely high temperatures and in extremely high winds. And so it covers sort of that environmental aspect from a Southern Alberta perspective. There's almost no day that we couldn't accept a mission from those two perspectives. Visibility is always a factor in aviation. So the nice thing about grass fires is that as you get closer to the source, it gets worse. So we have a lot of capability to fly and get a sense of where the fire is and what the activity looks like as we get closer to it, and then we can always avoid it if it gets to be a visibility issue.
Okay, so will your helicopter pilots get special training for this?
So our pilots are already experienced in this. The helicopter world is very, very small. And so most pilots that are coming into a program like this with the number of hours that we require will have done work like this, whether it's firefighting or EMS or offshore oil rig type work. And so they're very familiar with, that situational awareness that's required for a mission that you don't know everything about. In fact, one of the most important things to us from a pilot perspective is their decision-making ability. Them being able to take the information they have at hand and make the right decision every time is incredibly important to us, and we are very fortunate to have a great group.
I've been in the back of one or two helicopters wearing a green uniform, and I've always impressed at their skill set with a very technical piece of equipment. And I remember being spooked the first time I got in one, because when he took off, he went backwards, and I went, it's not supposed to do this. So do your firefighters now need extra training to be with Halo?
Yeah, so we've done our initial orientation, and each year our firefighters will need helicopter safety briefing and orientation, and we have certain firefighters out of 2 stations trained to be able to respond to the airport and jump in helicopter and to fly us where we need to go.
Okay, so how many of you volunteer? How many volunteer firefighters do you have?
So we have right now we have about 120 firefighters throughout the county out of our 8 stations, and we have about 15 trained for this pilot project.
So the beeper goes off in their back pocket and they just hurtle off to the airport, and Paul's waiting for them with open arms.
And this, we already had a call for service before this was launched. We were in discussions, and we actually had a fire just outside Manson Hat on an island.
Okay.
And I called Paul, and they were able to support. So we had 4 firefighters go to the hangar. They dropped them off on the island, and then the helicopter did recon aerial for us until Alberta Wildfire could take over.
So while you were discussing starting the program started on its own.
Yeah.
That was Jason's first comment, actually, Ian, was, I didn't expect to need it this quickly, but
Well, it speaks well of your foresight, I think, for both of you. You've got a big celebration, I believe, coming up here pretty quick too.
Yeah, it's our 17th year of service. So every year we have an open house and invite the public to come in a super low pressure environments and enjoy being able to be in the hangar and around the helicopter. We've had Cypress County join us. They're joining us again. We always try to feature those partner relationships. Yeah. And over the last 2 years, this is the second time, we've tried a pancake breakfast. So we're affectionately calling it the first unofficial pancake breakfast of the summer. And so we'll see how that goes. We had a really good turnout this year, and it looks like this Saturday will be even more. So in the hangar with the helicopter, and both Cypress County Search and Rescue, Southeastern Alberta Search and Rescue joins us, as well as Alberta Health Services EMS. So just a good chance for people to come in and like I said, no pressure, no program, make your way around, visit with people, talk to them, understand, what the helicopter is capable of, understand how the partnerships and the system works. And any chance we have to share that with the public is always valuable to us. They're so supportive. It's our chance to give back.
So it's this Saturday at the Medicine Hat Airport.
Yeah, it's this Saturday. Doors open at 8:30. There'll be signage on how to get there, and it's no charge. So come have some pancakes. I think we're planning for the first 500. We can't plan for everybody, obviously. Yes. So while supplies last is the tagline, and we'd love to have some people out and join us on Saturday morning.
Good. I've always been curious. I'm actually surprised Halo's been around for 17 years. Does HALO stand for something?
Oh, what a great question. It does. So HALO stands for Helicopter Airlift Operations.
I figured it was an acronym.
Everything is in aviation.
So in the future, obviously working in partnership with HALO, have you got any more programs in the wings? You have a program, your partnership with Prairie Rose School District. How did that work out?
So today is kind of a little small graduation ceremony. They've all accomplished their level 1 certification, and we're going to do a little celebration, and the first 3 firefighters will be coming on over the next couple months.
So these are 18, 19-year-old teenagers?
Yeah, so to become a Cypress County volunteer firefighter, you have to be 18 years of age. So the reason we really partner with the school is so that we can get their education done, and then they can jump, go boots on the ground running as soon as they turn 18.
So they'll be working on the trucks?
Responding on calls.
Just regular firefighters?
Just regular firefighters, yep.
So that program will continue?
Yep, we're already planning for next year, and we have about 9 students sign up for next year. And
9?
Yeah.
Excellent. HALO going to get involved in this?
So we also have a strategic partnership with Prairie Rose School Division. We work with them on their flight academy side. So they have a fixed wing flight academy program, and they built a plane during COVID, and we actually have that aircraft also available for reconnaissance missions, whether it's fire or search and rescue. It doesn't have the ability to land and deploy people, so it's limited in that way, but it also has longer range as well. So there's some pieces that we can work on with that. We're always in conversations with key partners about what the future holds. Right. And so right now that Prairie Rose is focused on teaching pilots fixed wing, and they have a aircraft maintenance engineer program that they're starting up. And so I think from a medicine hat perspective and in the aviation and aerospace world, what an incredible thing to be able to work together on. It's like Jason said, you get these leadership quality students in high school, and they're looking at that vocational side of education and career paths, which we know we don't have enough people. I mean, there's a massive shortage of pilots in the world, and there's so few helicopter pilots in the grand scheme of pilots all over that there's a shortage in helicopter pilots as well. So I can't speak to exactly what the future might hold, but there's always opportunity.
I'm impressed at your imaginative cooperation amongst all the different groups, because the Premier's also spoken more than once about a aerospace corridor in this region. I know Boeing, I believe, is somewhere up around Strathmore, Chestermere, but I think we have a lot of very motivated, highly educated students here.
Absolutely. So this area it's a common thoroughfare for aviation. We get lots of people stopping at the Medicine Hat Airport for fuel. Just, it's a natural corridor. And I think, to your point, Ian, that's one of the things I think I'm most proud about in this whole region is we have to be innovative and creative, and we have to drive every dollar as far as we possibly can. And I think we're both really good at that, and we take advantage of people that are interested in unique and diverse career paths. And so it's a great opportunity to work both with Cypress County Fire and with the school division.
How is Cypress County funded?
It's fully funded through Cypress County, through taxes and ratepayers. Cypress County Fire, 10, 15 years ago, people thought of us as wildland firefighters. Our calls for service, have expanded drastically. Our top 3 calls are medicals are number 1 call, motor vehicle collisions are second, and then third are wildland firefighters. But, we have a specialized tech rescue team for coulee rescue. We support search and rescue for calls of service. We have Elkwater Provincial Park, which is unique. We have a station there with water rescue, backcountry rescue with all the bikers in the summer. Our service has drastically changed over the years, and we have to be proactive on these kinds of partnerships to make sure that we are sustainable, and when the calls come in, that we are prepared and ready to be able to respond.
I would imagine your equipment has probably advanced drastically in the last few years too.
Yeah. Our county council has been very receptive and supportive of emergency services, both for fire and for Halo, and we thank them for that. We have top-notch equipment. We have a top-notch training program. I could strongly say that we're probably one of the best volunteer fire services in Alberta. With the training, our equipment, and these partnerships that we're having, it's a very unique, exciting opportunity.
So if somebody wants to volunteer with Cypress County, volunteer firefighter, who do they call?
They can just go to our website, cypresscounty.ab.ca, under emergency services, and there's a QR code there. They can scan it, and they can send it in. It's a pretty easy process.
Okay. How is Halo funded, Paul?
So Halo is largely funded by community partners, regional municipalities, corporate donors, individual donors, grants, and foundations. We were very fortunate in the last year to secure a long-term contract with the government of Alberta as well, which was announced in 2022. And that was a long time in coming, hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work into, the right conversations and the right advocacy. And so we get a little less than 50% from the provincial governments and directly from Alberta Health. And so we raise the difference, and we're incredibly proud of those partnerships. I get asked quite regularly, shouldn't you be fully funded? And the answer to that is no, actually. I think there's a lot to be said for the strength of the program, the diverse funding streams we have, but it also allows us to do this pilot program. If we were fully funded by Alberta Health Services and I called them and said, hey, I want to go and help the fire department on this call, I probably wouldn't be allowed to, right? They'd be focused on the medevac part of it. And so this allows us to provide a community public safety program that we wouldn't be able to otherwise. And so that's very important to us. It's also very important for us to stay connected to the community. Yes. If we had, for instance, during COVID, if it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't be here. And so if we were strictly reliant on government funding and it went away, the ability for us to rally, the public and the municipalities to help keep going would be almost nil. And so by having that established connection, by making sure that we say thank you properly, allows us to continue to provide the service that we do.
So what kind of fundraisers do you do?
So we have our staple fundraisers. We have a lottery right now. It's called Cattle or Cars. You could actually win bred heifers if you're interested in having some cows. That's been around for the last couple of years, and it certainly has helped us a lot. It diversified, again, our funding streams. And then we have some events, golf tournaments, dinners, galas, different types of things like that across our region. So we have, we have an event in Medicine Hat. We have one in Seven Persons. We have one in Lethbridge. There have been different events in and around the rest of the region as well. We refer to them as two ways. We have Halo fundraisers, ones that we plan, execute, and budget for. And then we have fundraisers for Halo, where someone in the community will say, hey, I want to do something, and they raise the money and they deliver it and donate it to Halo. There was one just recently in Milk River with the fire department and EMS down there, and they had a silent auction and a barbecue, and they raised almost $9,000, which certainly surpassed their expectations. And for us, every dollar matters. So the local 4-H kids had a steer auction on the weekend, and they raised almost $15,000 just selling a steer. And so we rely heavily on that type of community support, and truthfully, it's how we are able to do what we do.
So if somebody wants to do a fundraiser or make a donation, who do they call?
Yeah, just same as Jason. So just head to the website, www.haloairambulance.com. If you want to call us, the number's right on there. But otherwise, there's ways to donate directly. Those events that you can attend are right on there. And if you're interested in hosting, your own unique creative fundraiser, just reach out by email or phone, and we'll support you however we can.
Excellent. Is there anything else either of you would like to share?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just excited for this partnership, and I think we're probably the first municipal fire department in Canada, I think, to have this.
Yeah, this is the first EMS fire program that I'm aware of. So it is very innovative, very cutting edge, and thank you to you and your team for all the efforts as well.
I am impressed at your imagination and your initiative, both of you. The Halo name and Cypress County has been seen a lot more in the public arena in the last few years. I wish you well, stay safe, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was another community conversation. Thank you for watching.